Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of Football and F1 Show. But before I get started, because I've been making videos recently, and the show I do is obviously Football and F1 Show, you know, the past couple of episodes I've been doing it without talking about F1. So tomorrow, starting from tomorrow or the day after, I will start making shows that is called Only Football Show. Only Football Show. What I if I only talk about football, I will make it a football show. If I talk about F1, I will make it like an F1 show. If I talk about both of these things, then F football and F1 show. So I don't like kind of people, if when they want to come in and watch the video, and they think, oh, it's football F1 show, so something must be related to F1, and then instead I talk about everything but football. Um, so I wanted to make this clear, and also to make it like fair and balanced. Yeah, but let's talk about the Premier League. Let's talk about the games yesterday and today. Also, we're going to talk about games from other European league, La Liga, and also the German Super Cup. But let's start with the Premier League, of course. Aston Villa drew 0 with Newcastle United. Uh, a red card in the 66th minute from Ezri Konza. Um, to be honest, like it was kind of a it was something. This game summed up both teams' frustrations in the transfer window. Like both teams were trying to sign players in the transfers, and both teams are also affected by PSR. Newcastle to some extent still. So yeah, and yeah, Newcastle. To be fair, they played really well. They started the game really well in the first half, but they were missing that clinical edge. They're missing that one more goal, one more ball to get that goal, and then the first half, I think Newcastle were much better than Aston Villa. Second half, Aston Villa started to get better, um, and it was a deserved red card from Ezri Konsa. I mean, Anthony Gordon was through, and he put him down, and that was a deserved red card. Um, and yeah, to be honest, the game was not that spectacular. I think Newcastle, if any of them who deserve to win, I think it's Newcastle, particularly how well they played in the first half. Um, and yeah, both teams have frustration, and Newcastle were missing that focal point. And if Isak would have played for them yesterday, I think he would have scored. I think we would have won the game for Newcastle. But that doesn't mean that Newcastle should keep Isak with the way he's been behaving recently. Um, it's been a sum of frustrations for both teams, I have to say. More so for Newcastle because the expectations were higher after winning the Carabao Cup and qualifying for the Champions League, and yet the mood around the club is a bit negative. So yeah, Brighton drew 1-1 with Fulham. Let's go. I'm gonna go through the results. I'm not gonna talk about every single game in detail, but I'm gonna go through the results. Some of them. Brighton versus Fulham ended a 1-1 draw. Brighton got a penalty, 1-0. I think it was a penalty, so I think it was a right decision from the referee. But Fulham equalised and managed to get a draw at the end. Sunderland won 3-0 against West Ham. Their first game back in the Premier League since 2017 when they lost. I think they lost 5-1 against Chelsea. But back in the Premier League, and they beat West Ham 3-0. I mean, I thought maybe like, I thought maybe like, I thought West Ham would be. I thought it would end like a draw, and I thought maybe something will put up a fight, and they'll have a bit of a lift, being at home in the Premier League, first time since many years. But winning 3-0, wow! I mean, incredible performance from Sunderland. I certainly didn't expect that from them. Um, and they showed like I thought that all promoted teams would struggle again. All the promoted teams will be relegated again. I still think that, but you know what? Sunderland have shown that they can fight. They can stay up. It goes from Mayenda, from Danny Ballard, who I thought he was terrific in this game. Wilson Isidore as well. So very good performance from Sunderland. I thought defensively they were very very organized, very strong. Ballard was a man of the match in my opinion for them. It was a great performance from Sunderland, and yeah, great victory. What a way to get to win your first Premier League game since 2017. Brilliant performance, and I think the Sunderland fans should be happy with the way they perform, with the way they performed, and the way they beat this West Ham side comfortably. And I think Regis Libris, the French manager who manages Sunderland, should also be happy with that performance. But for West Ham, I mean, they haven't like West Ham. I mean, they've not been that great in this transfer window. I don't think they've made some many special signings to suggest they're gonna be better than last season. And they start the season with a game that we all thought that maybe okay, it's Sunderland away, Sunderland will get a bit of a lift and it's gonna be a hostile atmosphere, but it's against Sunderland. You should win. It's a promoted side, and not only they lost 3-0. So the pressure's gonna come, high on, and the criticism will come high on Graham Potter from West Ham fans. So yeah, but great win for Sunderland. That's a great win, and I'm looking forward to see how they're gonna do in next games as well. Where especially when they get that when they get that first win and have that confidence in them, because sometimes the promoted sides when they come to the Premier League, sometimes it might take them 6, 7, 8 games to get their first win, or even longer than that. They did it in the first game, so I think this will give huge confidence to Sunderland going forward and in the next game. So yeah. Tottenham beat Burnley 3-0. Comfortable performance comfortable win, sorry, I should say, for Tottenham. In the first half, Tottenham started well in the first 10-15 minutes. But then after that, I don't think they had control. I think in the first half, they should have controlled in the way they did. They should have total control and they should have dominated the game, in my opinion. And I thought they were a bit static at times in the first half. It was a bit like PSG game where, to some extent, where they were doing well against Tottenham and they should have closed the game out. In this game, I thought in the first half they did start the game really well. First 10-15 minutes very good, but then after that I thought they looked a bit static. But second half, I have to say they improved a lot. They played really well. Richarlison scoring the second goal. I mean that finish from him, unbelievable, fantastic. That was a similar goal to he scored in the World Cup. I think it was against Switzerland, or I think it was Switzerland, or no, Serbia. Sorry, Serbia. That was a great finish, and again this was another great finish from him. Yeah, one a fantastic goal and a third goal from Brennan Johnson. So a good performance from Tottenham, very comfortable win, and they beat this Burnley side who just got promoted very comfortably, and against the Burnley side who, let's be honest, they were happy to concede position. Obviously, this Burnley side are, they're very strong defensively always. They were the strongest team in the Championship last season, defensively. So I thought I think the game plan was try to like suck in and make it difficult for Tottenham, but also, capitalize and maximize our threats, our potential threats, our chances. And Burnley had chances in the first half, but they didn't take it. And they got punished. So, yeah. Wolves versus Manchester City. Manchester City start the new Premier League season 25-26 with a thumping and a great victory over Wolves. Goals from two goals from Erling Haaland, goals from Regenders, and a goal from Cherki. Uh, it was a 10 out of 10 performance for Manchester City. Before the first goal, I thought sometimes they had a lot of possession, but I thought like they didn't like create clear cut chances, in my opinion. I thought Wolves had a good chance where they could have made it 1-0, but it was a great save from James Trafford, who I thought had a very very good game, made some good passes, was solid, was not panicking. I thought he was, good distribution, good on his feet in the ball, as Guardiola always wants from a goalkeeper. You know, no problem. And I thought he looked very, very good. He looked very calm as well. So he's for sure is going to be the number one for Manchester City this year. He's even wearing the number one shirt. So that tells you everything you need to know. And will Edison leave? Well, Guardiola said he didn't play for us in this game because he had a bit of an illness. He also said Savinho is not with us in the team. You know, Manchester City squad because of injury. What I think Savinho releasing his Instagram story when he was training in the gym. So I don't know where Guardiola. So I don't know if Savinho is really injured or not, but because I've heard Manchester City fans saying, "Oh, Guardiola's not saying the truth when saying Savinho is not injured, etc." But anyway, it was a great victory for Manchester City. You know, I thought before they scored the first goal, I thought they had lots of possession, but they didn't create too many clear cut chances. But then, as soon as they scored that first goal, and by the way, Regin does that brilliant skill, amazing skill, passing two players of Wolves, brilliant skill, and then pass to Ricky Lewis, sorry, to Oscar Bob, sorry. Was it Oscar Bob? Let me get the facts right because I don't want to get anything wrong. I think it was Oscar Bob, something like. So yeah, no, sorry, Rico Lewis. Sorry. Like Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis are quite similar. I mean, but anyway, but sometimes I guess which is one of them. But it was Rico Lewis who made that assist. A great finish from Erling Haaland. You know, people say, "Oh, tap and merchant, etc." But that's his job to score goals. Second goal for Rangers. There's great finish. Assist this time from Oscar Bob. And City were very good in the first half. They played really really well. In the second half, also well, maybe not as much as in the first half, but they scored two goals. Third goal from Erling Haaland, great finish, and and the fourth goal from Cherki who came on off the bench. At the start, I thought like why he didn't start. I was like why Guardiola's not starting him? Why is he starting Bernardo Silva who, let's be honest, is kind of past his peak. I thought Guardiola should have started Marmoush as well instead of Doku. But he brought Jerky off the bench, scoring the fourth goal. Um, Brilliant, good finish, and he got his first Premier League goal. Reginders, I mean, that guy. You know, people talk about players being the best signings of the summer. I think Reginders could be up there because the way he performed. I know it's only one game, but the way he performed this game, absolutely fantastic. The two assists, one goal. Sorry, one assist, one goal. Brilliant. Kind of a two assists as well because of that first goal where he made a massive contribution to City scoring the first goal. But brilliant performance for him. Brilliant performance. He can attack, he can score, he can assist, he can defend as well at times. Very very good, very good, fantastic. And Cherky with the fourth goal as well, who just came off the bench scoring for the fourth goal. City looked amazingly good. They were fantastic. They were super dominant. They were really that dominant. It was a kind of a statement win and saying that, oh, well, Manchester City are back. And I have to agree, Manchester City are really back. Yes, it's Wolves away, but by the way, playing Wolves away is not easy at all. The crowd, the atmosphere they can create. So yeah, it's not easy as some people might make it out. But City played really really well. They were fantastic, full of control, and they showed that to everybody that everybody's been writing them off because a lot of people have been saying, oh, Arsenal, Liverpool for the title. Where's Manchester City? Manchester City have won six titles in the last 8 years, and they've had a bad season last season as well. So they will be fired up for this season to be much better and not have a similar season to last season. So I think a lot of people have been sleeping on City, chances for winning the title. I think that Liverpool obviously they're the reigning champions, but they have weaknesses defensively. Arsenal, they never seem to get it over the line, for some reasons. So I think this City can win it. City can win the Premier League. I mean, why not? I think they have a better chance of winning the Premier League than Chelsea. I think they have a better chance of winning the league than Arsenal. And Liverpool, I think it's kind of a let's say toss of a coin between these two. But I think City could get it over the line. So yeah, but I'm going to move to another video.